we don't need more digital currency. We already have digital currency. It's called the US dollar, it's called the euro, it's called the yen. They're all digital right now.
Many people do not know this, but despite the invasion, gas is still running from Russia through Europe via Ukraine, and Ukraine is still receiving money from it. UBS is firing 80% of the Credit Suisse leaders. Russia places nuclear weapons in Belarus, and a Polish political leader demands a response from NATO. The chief from Wagner Group affirmed clearly they would not sign a contract with the ministry. The war in crypto continues, and this time it is one Bitcoin that has suspended withdrawals. Brian Armstrong affirmed clearly all that they got from SEC was silence, and now they're going to court. Those are the things we're going to be discussing on the video of today. Hi, my name is Boof, and welcome to Crypto Vagabonds YouTube channel. In this channel, we talk about cryptocurrencies, geopolitics, microfinance, and everything else that may affect the performance of your favorite crypto asset. If you do like this kind of content, please subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell. Let's get into the video of today. And as usual, we begin with Bloomberg, except I don't see a point on covering the debt of Berlusconi, so I'm not going to discuss that. What I'm going to discuss though is that Germany is warning about the industry shutdown. Many people may not know this, but as I said in the introduction, Ukraine is still receiving money. There's still gas flowing from Russia through Europe via the Ukraine soil. However, the thing is the contract ends next year, and if that contract doesn't get renewed, Germany may have to shut down its industry, and that's the concern, economically speaking, for Germany. Still here in Europe, UBS will pretty much get rid or diminish the role that the Credit Suisse leaders have on the bank. So the drama still continues. Remember, the UBS deal was pushed by the government, the investors are suing back, and now with the UBS getting rid or diminishing the amount of staff or high leader staff from the Credit Suisse, it will cause more problems. The political leader of Poland is urging a response of Russia placing nuclear arms in Belarus, which will become a problem. It's very interesting that the US feels that it's okay to go and put military bases everywhere in the world, fly around the China sky, and of course put Ukraine into NATO. However, now that Russia is putting tactical nuclear weapons in Belarus, the weapons are not there yet. The weapons will be there maybe in July, but the political leader of Poland is not happy with that. And I don't understand where is the business of NATO deciding which partnership Russia should have with Belarus. And I think this is a consequence of Finland becoming part of NATO. So NATO is inviting all these countries which are neighboring Russia to become part of NATO. And now they're having a problem with Russia having partnership with Belarus. I think this is going to escalate more. And remember, it's nuclear weapons being placed in Belarus. If you want to find out more about nuclear weapons, stay tuned because I have a series of videos talking about the world from the perspective of nuclear. I think this is a problem. I see the escalation and I see the non-negligible possibility of us eventually having a nuclear conflict. Now, still talking about Russia, many may not know this, but the Wagner Group is a private mercenary group that actually has made most of the offense since the Russian invasion on Ukraine. The Russian official military is pretty much being used to defend the space that has been conquered by the Wagner Group. Now, the Wagner Group has conquered certain areas and delivered in the hands of the official soldiers of Russia. Now, you may ask why there's importance or why Russia has a mercenary group. And I'm preparing a video for you guys explaining a little bit more in depth what is the Wagner Group and why it's important that Russia has a mercenary army and not just its own army. And basically, I want to give you a little bit of that here before the presentation that I'm making to you guys. The problem is Russia is pretty much a very centralized regime. You can say socialist / communist. And what happened in those systems is the longer the war, the more important the defense leaders or the military leaders the more important they become, let's put it this way. So the longer the war, the more important the generals and the military authorities will become, politically speaking, to the country. And that may undermine Vladimir Putin's importance. Now, if Vladimir Putin has close relationship with a mercenary group such as Wagner, which is no threat to his political status, that enables him to continue with the war a bit longer without risking too much power accumulating or piling up in terms of importance of their generals. So I'm going to be making a video explaining to you guys a little bit more about the Wagner group. But the thing is, now the ministry is pushing the Wagner group or the Wagner chief to sign a contract with the state, and they are refusing to do that. So this is kind of an oversimplification of what's going on here. Now, into the crypto space, the war in crypto continues. You can see here, some hope that in this war, the US will find the right outcome for crypto eventually. That is what Armstrong has said. And we're going to be playing a video here with him, and we're going to hear what he has said about this. But the thing is, the war on crypto continues in the US, and that's pushing the market out of the US. If you want to find out a solution, if you are in America and you need a solution on how to unramp off ramp, feel free to use the link below to come to my crypto Q&A tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll be giving every Wednesday. So if you use the link below, you're going to be able to ask me questions there, and I may present a different possibility or a possible solution for those who are being affected by this war on crypto in the US. Now, more here, you can see breaking US lawyers file SEC Stabilization Act trying to fire Gary Gensler. The war on crypto is being very harmful, and there's a lot of pushback, not just by SEC, but also lawyers are fighting that back. And here's a bit more on Bitcoin fight against the European challenges. I think the European challenges are not as significant as the American one. And you can see here, lawmakers introduced bill to remove SEC chair, but the question is, do they have the authority? And the thing is, it has happened in the past. I'm going to show here you guys in the article. At least one legal expert has reportedly claimed that forcing an SEC official to leave requires some cause. A 2010 Supreme Court decision ruled that commissioners could not be removed by the president except for certain circumstances, qualifying as a standard of inefficiency, neglect of duty, or malfeasance. So the thing is, I think honestly, Gary Gensler fits on all of those. The thing is, the war on crypto is hurting the US because if the crypto market leaves, it's going to be a huge crisis for the US. But I do see a possibility of something very positive coming off all this, and I'm going to talk about that more in the end of the video. We have another headlines here on Cointelegraph. The crypto market is down today, and of course the question is why. And mostly of the volatility on the crypto space now is not due to cryptocurrency alone, but is due to the lack of clarity on the regulations. And now I'm going to be playing to you one video. Let's hear from Brian Strong how he feels about the whole thing and his feedback on this. So let's listen to this.
I mean, we were disappointed to see this complaint from the SEC because I feel like we've had a long history of being very transparent with them and really every regulator around the world that we've worked with. So even going back to 2021 when we became a public company, before becoming a public company, you have to disclose everything about your business in depth. There was many back and forth revisions of our S1. And frankly, they had all the knowledge then, and they allowed us to become a public company. And then we're going through time, and Chair Gensler has statements to Congress saying that he doesn't feel he has the authority to regulate this industry. And we're seeing conflicting statements from the CFTC and the SEC chair. And we even filed a formal petition with the SEC asking them for clarity about a number of points in the law, which they never responded to.
So as you can see, he has written a petition asking for clarity from the SEC. And if you haven't been here in this channel, you may have seen a video. I'm going to leave the link above where Gary Gensler is asked, is Ethereum a commodity or is Ethereum a security? Now he's saying he doesn't know, he couldn't be able to respond, but now he's suing Coinbase or coming after Coinbase because they're selling securities when he's unable to define that. So let's listen to what else he says here. There's a lot of unclarity in the US. I think that is very negative for the industry. If you have been affected by this, please join us tomorrow on our Crypto Q&A, and that Crypto Q&A occurs every Wednesday at 1 p.m. I also mentioned in the beginning of this video about Black Swan. I haven't been able to find the headlines, but I was talking to a friend who is a Bitcoiner in the US, and he notified me that I received a message from Swan Bitcoin saying that they suspend the withdrawals. And apparently to be something with their own ramp. They have to change the company that provides their own ramp. I'm not sure about the details, but the thing is the war on crypto in the US is really damaging the industry. Let's hear more about Brian Armstrong.
And then this Wells notice and a complaint arrives. And so this isn't good for America. It's not good for the industry, obviously. And we now need to go get clarity from the courts.
So because they didn't get clarity from the SEC, what's going to happen with this, which I think is the positive outcome in the long run, is that the court is going to have to make a decision, and maybe based on the decision of the court, the US is going to receive clarity. The only issue with that is it may take years. The XRP case is going for a long time. This may take years before there's clarity in the US. Meanwhile, the industry is going to be moving out of the US. If you have been affected by this, please come to the Q&A tomorrow, and also feel free to contact us using the link below, and we may be able to find a solution that may help you in terms of on-ramp, off-ramp, if you're in the US and you've been affected by this. Look at what Gensler says here in terms of his reason for coming after Coinbase. Let's look at this.
We note that they have, through the Coinbase wallet, you can trade 16,000 different tokens. And there's a lot of debate as to the use cases and whether there's any there. Look, we don't need more digital currency. We already have digital currency. It's called the US dollar. It's called the euro. It's called the yen. They're all digital right now. We already have digital investments. And you have entrepreneurs representing digital investments on this program all day long. And it's whether it's the big tech companies, the automobile companies, you name it. It's all digital right now, the investing world. So what is the real underlying value of these tokens? And that's why you need full, fair, and truthful disclosures.
Do you think this is about disclosure?
So I think the 16,000 is a large claim. I don't think he's talking about the Coinbase wallet. I think he's mistaking wallets with centralized exchange. But let's hear more here. And what I find beautiful is that he's admitting that this is about defending the US dollar, it's about defending the euro. And of course, he's going to be using this to later on make it easier for the central bank all around the world, not just in US, push their CBDC. Let's continue listening to this and find out more.
Or do you think this is about the underlying currencies that are on your exchange?
It's tough to know exactly what he means by that. I mean, our self-custodial wallet is not trading crypto, the ones that he mentioned some huge number. That's happening in DeFi. That's not something that we actually operate the trading of. Our centralized exchange is really trading a much smaller number of assets. We reviewed, over 1,000 assets in crypto. We rejected 90% of them because we felt they weren't appropriate for our exchange, and about 200 of them are listed on our centralized product. And I don't know, to his point about, what's the there. Right. People are using crypto for all kinds of things. They're not just trading, and they're doing payments with it. Ukraine raised $200 million, and presidential candidates are taking it. And it's a new technology that can be used to update all kinds of financial services. And
I love the point that you bring here that Ukraine raised a lot of money with crypto, which they could not raise with this centralized banking, traditional banking system. So there's a lot of utility for cryptocurrencies. And I think the best case, of course, is Ukraine. I don't want to play the whole video. I want to go to the end and show you guys something else that he says, and then we're going to wrap this up.
Their financial regulators is taking. And so I don't think we really had a choice, honestly. We had to go to court to really see if otherwise this industry is just not going to exist in the United States if we took that position.
Warning there could be additional regulation is one thing, but bringing enforcement action on something you knew full well at the time was occurring, that I don't see how all of a sudden you make that leap. That just seems arbitrary and capricious and vindictive almost.
That is a regulation by enforcement approach. And, we met with the SEC 30 times in the last year. They never gave us a single piece of feedback about what we could be doing better. We just got silence. And
so again, they got silence, and this is going to be decided in court. So I just want to share this with you guys. It's the same thing with Binance. Binance never received a complaint, but the SEC was after them, and they found out from Twitter. I think there's a lot of unclarity. I think there's a lot of arbitrary decisions. And I really feel sorry for those who live in America and have to go through this. And with this, I want to wrap up the video of today. And remember, guys, if you want to have the answer to this or another option, please let us know in the comments below or contact us using the link below. This is all for now. We're going to be here tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Every Wednesday, we do a live in YouTube, and we make the link available to you guys below. So this is it for now. See you guys next video. I hope this added value to you. Remember to please like, subscribe, and click the notification bell. See you guys in the next video or tomorrow at 1 p.m. on our live call, which happens every week. Thank you.